Alright. What's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're having a great day and a safe day. Finally, continuing my Harry Potter review series where I've gone back after many years, rewatched the films, and now I'm reviewing them. Today we're on the 6th installment in the series. Came out in 2009, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. This film was once again directed by David Yates and starred the same cast as the other films. I feel like you've seen my other videos. I don't need to tell you who was in the films. The same people. First and foremost, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince was such a breath of fresh air. When watching these films, I kind of grew tired of it a little bit because the films got to that darker tone, got to that more mature audience, and it just felt like there was none of that whimsical charm that the earlier films had, and it wasn't as lighthearted, and I really liked that aspect of Harry Potter. And when I watched this film, I finally got some more of that whimsical charm back into the series again. There are entire sequences in this film dedicated only to showing off the magic again of Hogwarts, showing off again different aspects of magic. I didn't realize before, but this is the first film we actually see students in potions class actually creating potions, and I actually enjoyed that aspect, getting to see the different classes, and in this film we get to focus on that. Of course, at this point in time, Voldemort's returned, the entire world knows, the Ministry is at war with the Death Eater. You get to see some of the destruction that the Death Eaters caused at the beginning of the film when they abduct Ollivander, and this film does a great job of showcasing just how dark some of the world is, and then contrasting that to the people and our heroes trying to keep the light of the situation. A great example of that is when they go to Fred and George's joke shop, and it's the only shop that's lit up and is having fun. Every other shop is deserted and abandoned. In this film, the main story is Dumbledore recruits Harry to help him figure out more about Voldemort's past, and a key to Voldemort's past is through this old potions professor, Professor Slughorn, and Harry is the key to getting that information from Slughorn and figuring out the way to ultimately defeat Voldemort. That sounds simple enough, but it's actually a much more layered film than that. There's definitely that aspect that is the main narrative going through the film, but there's a lot more in the air. There's much more going on with our characters. Harry is no longer angsty and angry all the time. He's actually awkward and funny, and watching him in the background of scenes where he's not the main focus is hilarious. He has that incredible scene where he takes the lucky potion, Felix Felicis. He essentially becomes high, walks around Hogwarts, and it's one of the best scenes of the film. Ron and Hermione actually developed in this film, and their relationship has developed a bit more. Harry and Ginny's relationship has developed a little bit. And again, we just get some of that whimsical cutesiness that we didn't have in some of the other films. We can, in some people's heads, I can understand why the tone can be really off in this film, because we have a really fun scene with somebody throwing up on Snape's shoes, and then immediately after that, we get a scene where somebody is cursed with a necklace and they almost die. And so I can understand for some people that the tone will be a bit jarring as it goes back and forth between dark and light. But for me personally, I didn't mind it as much. I actually enjoyed the breaths of fresh air with the humorous comedic bits. Of course, all the actors do an incredible job. Daniel Radcliffe actually, I think, is the best in this film. And this film does take deviations from the books. The whole Death Eater attack on the Burrow isn't in the books, but I actually quite like it in here. You get to see just how unsafe the world is outside of Hogwarts and outside of Dumbledore's protection. I actually enjoyed watching Quidditch this time. I actually enjoyed seeing these characters just interact with each other just as students, just as characters, and not have to do wizard battles. I mean, there's truly hilarious scenes. A scene where they're all standing by Ron's bedside and there's this teenage drama going on, and you have Snape and McGonagall and Dumbledore in the background. Just watching it go down was hilarious. It's hard for me to put into words how much I appreciate this film, because I just like how it has little bursts of levity where it's not as dark and it's not as mature, and it's just having a good time with itself, because these are teenagers and I enjoy that. Of course, we do obviously get the wizard battles. Dumbledore and Harry go on their big mission to find one of the Horcruxes, and they fight off against the Inferni, which is a really great scene where Harry's making Dumbledore drink this potion or get to the Horcrux itself, and Dumbledore's begging him to stop, and then Harry has to continuously do it, even though he obviously doesn't want to. Once again, this is a great scene for those two to act together in. I thought it was fantastic. There are bits of color in here. It's still dark and toned down. color palette wise, which I don't like as much, but there are those bits where it is a bit high colored again, and you actually see that Ron has red hair and such. A lot of people have an issue with Harry and Ginny's relationship. I personally think it's fine. I don't think it's fantastically set up in this, but I can understand that they do have some sort of chemistry going on. There is a bit of that awkward teenage romance going on there. I think Ron and Hermione's relationship is much better developed in this than Harry and Ginny's. Yeah, it's probably going to be a pretty short review. I just really wanted to say I really like this film. I also think Draco Malfoy is finally a good character again. He was this rival to Harry in the earlier films, and he kind of gets left behind as the series went on, and he finally gets a big moment to shine again in this film, and Tom Felton did a great job with Draco's art. Harry and Draco get a second duel. This one is much more mature. They've learned much more darker magic, and Harry obviously uses Sectum Sempra, which goes to disastrous lengths for Harry's part. And of course, once Dumbledore died, I actually felt the emotion in this time. This is what Sirius Black's death should have felt like. I really felt it when Dumbledore fell off that tower, and you see all the students gather around his body, and you see Harry chasing after Snape, trying to fight off against somebody who's a much better dueler than he is, and somebody who doesn't understand the bigger picture of what's really going on. There's the really great visual of all the people at Hogwarts raising their wands, using the light to destroy the dark mark, and showing that even though there is darkness, that light will ultimately prevail in the end. And I think that's just really great visually. Once again, wasn't in the books, it was just great visually to see that. Yeah, drawbacks I can think of this film is I can understand some people tonally not liking how it jumps from dark to light. You know, some people might not buy some of the romance between Harry and Ginny. There are a small couple of awkward lines or whatever it is, but in my opinion, I think it's supposed to be awkward. I think it's supposed to look like that really awkward high school love type of deal. And I quite enjoyed it myself. I'm going to give Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince a 9 out of 10. I really enjoyed this film. I cannot stress that enough. Such a breath of fresh air. Anyway, go check out the rest of my Harry Potter reviews over here. Look forward to many more movie reviews soon. Got a lot of stuff planned. Get some Pepsi, watch Half-Blood Prince. You have a good one, guys. I will see you guys later. Bye.